All right, so today we're going to talk about why society is cooked more now than ever before. So, when I was growing up, the fattest person that I ever knew was this one disabled lady that used to come to the church. And she used to take up like the space of three people on the bench. And, as a kid with my cousins, like we was at church and we was always joking around talking about, oh, you better not do that or that lady gonna come sit on you, shit like that, right? So, that was like the fattest person I knew, like I've ever seen, right? And as time progressed, that shit in 2025 is now the new normal. This shit is crazy to me, bro. I literally watched obese people go from a scarcity to a majority. In today's time and age, there are more fat people than there are shredded people or people that are even in shape. You got skinny fat people, you got overweight people, and you got obese people, right? Now, the thing that really actually scared me with this shit is I was up north. I was up north with this shit, and in up north, a lot of people do a lot of walking, so you really wouldn't see a fat person. Like, it would be a rare occurrence. Someone that obese would be like hard to find. And I had come down to the south for like 10 years, pretty much. When I got to the south, that was a fucking culture shock for me. I kid you not. When I got to the south, I saw some of the fattest people that I've ever seen in my life. I actually had an aunt that stayed in New York, and when she came down to live with us, she was so culture shocked by the amount of fat people that she saw that she literally would not eat. She stopped eating as much as she should have. When we asked her why, she says, I don't want to get fat. That's how scary the obesity epidemic is, right? 10 years went by. I'm still in the South. What scared the shit out of me even more, I went back up north, and there were literally the same size people that I just left back in the South up north. That's when I knew society was cooked. Because when I left here, people were not that fucking fat. I went to the South and saw that shit. And then I came back, and people were literally on the same type of shit that they were back in the South. This shit is a nationwide epidemic. It ain't just limited to regions, east, west, north, south anymore. It's nationwide, bro. So, for the last couple of months, I've been doing a lot of cardio, right? I've been doing a lot of cardio, and the treadmill at the gym that I'm at is facing the window. So while I'm on the treadmill, I can look outside and just see the parking lot, right? And the gym is right next to a Dollar Tree. This is what opened my eyes the most, right? I'm on the treadmill every single day, and I'm starting to realize the fattest fucking people that I have ever seen so far are going to Dollar Tree on a daily basis. I saw a woman with a gut so big and long, it came past her knees. And she was like 5'4". I'm talking about bigger than the Eggman. Dr. Robotnik, the Eggman, I'm talking about bigger than that. She was massive, bro. When I saw that, I'm like, bro, how does someone let themselves get to this point? And at not one point, they're like, you know what? I probably should start to eat better and try to reverse this trend because I'm getting bigger and it's not looking any better. I had a theory. I said, people that are fat as shit probably have or would have the strongest bone structure if they were to get skinny again. Because your body has to be going through so much stress, consistently carrying all that weight around, that your muscles, like your bones and all that shit, has got to get stronger over time in order to support that. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice or none of that shit. This is just a theory that I had, that I'm thinking, because there's no fucking way that you can be that fat and have the same skeletal structure or strength that you did when you were skinny for your body to be able to continue like that, right? But anyway, I started rambling. I think all of this shit is by design, right? In the spot that I'm at, there's a Pizza Hut, there's a Domino's, there's a Papa John's, there's an off-franchise other pizza store, and then you got the McDonald's, Wendy's, Starbucks, and all that shit, right? All of that shit is circled around the gym. And I see so many people go into these spots on a daily basis that I was like, yo, that's how everyone's getting fat as shit. No one's watching their calories. Everybody's going in, going out multiple times a week, and they're getting fat as shit. And the crazy thing is, they don't care. Nobody gives a shit that they're getting fat as shit. It's all by design, bro. Let me break something down to you. The government wants you to get fat because when you get fat, you become complacent. When you look in the history books, do you see anybody fat on the front lines? Like, there's no one fat in war. And if there are, it would be in today's time where they're in a DEI position somewhere in some tower just looking over, giving reports, bro. They're not in the field. Now let's get to this. Let's get to the design part of it, right? As a stoner, I love fucking Doritos. Like, Doritos are my go-to snack, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I smashed so many bags of Doritos that I could never count. I probably had every single flavor that's come out by now. And like anytime I see a new flavor, I gotta try it. But let's do some math, right? When you grab a bag of Doritos and you look on the back, the big numbers that you're gonna see, it says 150 calories. Right, that's 150 calories, but how many servings? One serving in a bag is between 7 to 11 chips. So for every 7 to 11 chips, you just ate 150 calories. Now, as a stoner, I smashed multiple bags in one session, bro. And I'm here to tell you right now, nobody is eating just 7 to 11 chips. So you got about 10 servings per bag, right? 10 servings in a bag of Doritos is pretty much equal to 1,150 calories. Now, here's where the sneaky part starts. I get my Doritos from Kroger because Kroger usually has a sale or a promo where if you buy 4 bags or more of a chip that's on that promo, you pretty much get each bag for $2 a piece. And with the bags being between like $3 to $4 singular, who is gonna pass up the opportunity to get those bags for $2 a piece? Like, if you were to go in the checkout line and just buy each bag individually, you're looking at like $16 to $20. If you follow the promo, you're spending like $8 to $10 for 4 bags of chips. That's a killer deal. But guess what? We go back to each bag being 1,150 calories. You got 4 bags minimum to get that deal, right? You're taking in a minimum of 4,000 calories. Do you know how much calories you need to eat to gain a pound of fat? You need to eat 3,500 calories. So by Kroger having those rotations of chips, it'll be Lay's, Doritos, Pringles, all that stuff, Cheetos. They rotate the product so that there's a different type of chip that's got that promo every time. People I see are going in there with carts, they're leaving with carts full of chips from the promo, and they're smashing those chips religiously. You're smashing 4,000 plus calories in a binging session. Not to mention all the ice cream, all the fast food, all the other shit. Because when I used to buy Doritos, I used to go stop by McDonald's or just grab something else to eat with the chips. You know, like, because chips and sandwich is a killer combo. I'm not going to lie. Put the chips in the sandwich and, bro, that crunch is heavenly. But they're eating 4,000 to 5,000 plus calories in just one sitting. You're living sedentary lifestyles. Because me personally, whenever I'm eating, I'm watching anime or some other bullshit. And I'm mindlessly eating. And I'm stoned at the same time, too. So it's like stacking 3 multipliers on that shit, bro. I used to murder bags of Doritos. I was killing that shit during the pandemic. As a result, a nigga started getting fat. When I realized what was going on, I said, hold on, we got to slow down, dropping all them BS calories. I cut the Doritos out, started eating healthy, lost the weight. It was only when I got to this point that I was able to like actually wake up and look around and be like, bro, this shit is all by design. People are going into Dollar Tree, leaving with hella snacks, hella sugary juice, all of that shit. And another thing is people don't really talk about enough is sugar. Sugar is a direct command to your body to store fat. Whenever you eat something or drink something with processed sugar or high fructose corn syrup in it, You are literally sending the command to your body to store fat. All these sauces, ranch, blue cheese, all that shit has a certain amount of sugar in there. When you eat these, despite you thinking that, oh, I'm gonna pour it on a salad and it's gonna be healthy, the sugar that's inside of that stuff is commanding your body. It's a direct order to store fat. That's why when you see people stop taking sugar, like they cut it out their diet, they start losing hella weight because your body's not receiving that command anymore. It's all by design. They sneak the sugar into pretty much everything that they can put it in. You go to the store and you read the ingredients, you'll be surprised at how many things have high fructose corn syrup in there that shouldn't even have it. Like, I had to stop just randomly buying jars of pickles when I was trying to eat healthy because so many fucking jars of pickles had high fructose corn syrup in there. I think the only one that didn't have it in there was like the spicy pickles. When they had peppers and shit inside the jar, there was no sugar or high fructose corn syrup in that jar. But people don't realize, like, this is all by design. The government actively wants you to become fat because when you become fat, there is no resistance. They can move in, they can do whatever they want to do, and who's going to stop them? You're too fat to even get off your fucking couch and even stand up to go start a resistance. Everyone's cooked, bro. In 2025, fat is the new normal. So this was kind of less of a body game video, but it's more of a like, bro, like, it's hard to be on body game if you're not aware of this shit and if you're not checking your calories, because the food industry is one of the only industries that actively preys on the human senses. Like, when you drive past McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, I know you smell that good ass shit and you're like, damn, this shit smell good as hell. Let me turn in and go cop a burger or some chicken nuggets or whatever. Chick-fil-A got nastier, by the way. And people fall for it, bro. Like, people are literally addicted to their cravings. And it's all about a lack of self-control and living sedentary lifestyle. That's pretty much what it is. If people were to get on a healthy diet and start doing a little bit of exercise, they'd see a lot of changes. But a lot of people are like, yo, I'm fat. Fuck it. I can only get fatter. It's only fatter from here. And they just give in to their desires. It is what it is. That's why the majority of the population is going to be even more obese in like the next 3 to 5 years, bro. And lean will become even rarer. That's the video, bro. If you weren't aware of calories and how this shit is by design, I hope this video could help you. But if not, keep snacking, nigga. You're chopped, you're cooked, and it's over.